Sweating even.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah. Hey everybody, this is Andrea with I Remember and Erin Barrows, and this is our weekly Fishbowl. And today, this evening, we are choosing to share with you what we call sacred body language translations. And so, when is your body able to give you any information in the form of words? And the answer would be no. And so how can your body speak to you? And so it does this in the form of actions, reactions, it's itches and scratches, it's bumping into things and bruises, it's Achilles tendons that get pulled and knees that roll and rashes that we have. And this is how our body begins to speak to us when we have anything that's going on at all in our outer world, our current reality. Um, we have our body is what talks to us, and so there are things that we have in our bodies already from what we call suppression or somatization. This is where disease actually occurs because when we don't express what we're feeling and the things that we're taking on or experiencing in life, and we push all of that into our bodies and don't say it, it has to go somewhere. And so this is where we begin to experience disease, or DIS-E's. And so there's tons and tons of signals. Every single little inch of our body has a place that it refers to. So some that are not super astounding, for example, our hands are about handling, and our arms are about holding, our feet are understanding. And so it gets even more specific. So is it the top of the feet? Is it, which is understanding others? Is your left foot or your right foot? Because if it's your right foot, this is the signal of understanding others and or doing. It could be related to your job. If it's the bottoms of your feet, this is about understanding self. If it's on the left side, this could be either a prominent female in your life and or self. Um, when we have itches or scratches, um, this is finding a new way of thinking. And depending on where you touch yourself, if you brush your shoulder, this is brushing off old burdens and remembering blessings. And so everything, absolutely everything has a translation. Our eyes, if we're itching, or are you irritated about something that you see? Wiping tears away is seeing things in a brand new way. And so, one of the things that Erin and I do is we coach, we're transformational coaches, and we use a lot of different tools. The pure speech, we do eye readings, and then we also use sacred body language, because as we begin to coach, your body's going to shift and move. And this gives us signals about what you're here to transform or transmute or move into something completely new. So if I'm asking you a question and you cross your legs, I'm going to go to something else that is about blocking intimacy. And so everything is a signal, and it's always spot on. It's super cool and fun. And I have, through consciousness and sacred body language translation, I've transformed and transmuted a lot of things in myself. I have completely removed high blood pressure medication from my life. I have completely removed medication for attention deficit disorder. I have been able to, I used to have a cyst on the top of my head that was right over, it lingers over the pineal gland, which is where all of our traumas are found. And the pineal actually is the master hormone. It reacts to everything that we experience. And I had sexual trauma in my past, and It got bigger and bigger over time. And since doing this work and playing in consciousness, that has completely left my body. I have, um, I see great changes in my eyes. So there are miracles when we learn to listen to the signals of our body that are saying to us what we're here to do and shift and change. Right?
I love how honest our bodies are. And I often say that our body is our subconscious, our feeling world. And if we're lying to ourselves and saying, no, I'm good. No, I'm good. The body's going to start telling on you of how you really feel about something. And I love that because times it's comical and then times you don't even know you moved or made a movement. And it's such a valuable movement for you to have in your life. I know personally for me, I experienced severe anxiety over the years, and I would also have really tight lower back on my right side for years and years. It would come and go and come and go. And I know that receiving coaching and being in what I now do with others, I was able to transform the signals of my body that had been going on for years. And then once really listening and transforming my body signals gave me my power back to really hear what I'd been essentially withholding from myself, holding it deep within me. And just having the tool to be able to translate what body says is an amazing thing. We think just like a nose wiggle is a nose wiggle, but it's actually something even more amazing. Blessing. I cannot will. So nose wiggles and stuff like that. I was handling a lot of support in my life back when my back was hurt a lot of the time, teaching yoga and massaging and doing for others. And back then I wasn't really experiencing a lot of support. Support was happening around me, but I wasn't giving it to myself. So I had a constant back pain for years. And then once I was in the presence of a coach, a transformational life coach, and hearing what my body was actually saying from my coach's words that they were asking me. I'm itching my left ankle. So it's like,
Creativity.
yes. I have yet again, I'll just say, I just love how honest our bodies are. And I love that when we're just saying, oh, I'm good. Oh, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm fine. And your body will just, your body's like telling on you, help me, support me. And see, I'm going at it now. So I love that we have this tool as I love that I have this tool as a coach. And I'll have people often ask me, well, what's my body saying? And I'm like, oh, it's not a party trick. So let's no. And also it's just the value when someone's body does start moving, being able to translate what their feeling world is saying as I'm speaking with them. And if it's just conversation, walking down the street or whatever, really reminds me of how, yet again, how sacred we require to be in everything we do and every person we're with. I do love that about body language and such. And every, like Andrea was saying, every body area means something, and it has more than one signal and connects to something else. And I often call it, when you have a body signal, I call it the post-it notes. I just imagine little post-it notes stuck on your body somewhere. And we'll continue to have the signal in our body until all the energy is transformed that your body's holding in that specific area. And it's your energy, ancestral, or lineage, or brand new. Got a lot of brand new stuff that pops up. It's like, oh gosh, okay.
So many layers.
Yes. So that is when we talk about sacred body language translations, that's what we're doing, as well as hearing what someone's saying. And what else in that moment? The positioning of the body, how someone sits when they're with us, how they breathe. And for me, I can hear the different tones in someone's voice. I imagine you as well can, Andrea.
Especially when our voices go up and it's just us. It's us. Oh, really? It's us leaving our body. And my classic is when we start to touch what's going on in our emotional world, because our subconscious acts, it's at the level of a 3-year-old. And so when we're remembering things that have been difficult or yucky or ding dang dong disgusting in our lives, we revert. And so my coach will be like, is that your 3-year-old voice, Andrea? Did you get little? And the answer is yes. And what we're all here to do is remember the strength and power that we already have, the truth of who we are. And what's so beautiful about what Erin and I do is this is not a learning and it's not a teaching, it's a remembering of our great self, of our creative self, of our inspired self, the spirit of our soul. And what we get to do when we remember is answer the desires and the calls of our heart. And we had forgotten how to listen in and hear. And so the beauty of body language translation is it tells the truth, period. And no matter what your head says or your words coming out of your mouth, because you can say yes and your head's going no, and you won't even realize that it's shaking. And so it's a massively supportive tool in coaching. And so if you have anything that's going on that maybe has been around for a long time, or is new and agitating or irritating, this is a really great way to get an idea or a grasp on what's really happening in your world and what your body and your world is asking of you. And you're welcome to either private message or reach out through any other means that you know are viable for you. We'd be happy to translate with you and see what's really acting.
Yes.
Anything else?
No.
Sweet. Thank you so much for taking time to be with us. We look forward to being with you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.